So, hi everyone. With the time left very less, with just the last 6-7 months for your preparation for your placements or interns, I think it's appropriate to discuss about a 6-month plan for your preparation strategy. So, today I'll be discussing a preparation plan for different kind of students, whether it be noobs, whether it be a slightly experienced, whether those be people who have done DSA. A 6-month roadmap is a must. So, let's talk about different kinds of students and the roadmap for them. That there are 3 kinds of students. Number 1, those are absolute noobs. They know very little or know nothing at all. That is, even their coding language is not absolutely clear. The next up are slightly experienced. Now these people, they know some topics, but they obviously need to learn a lot more topics and definitely need a lot of practice. Finally, there are those who are almost expert at DSA. That is, they have covered a lot of topics. They have a decent practice. And now they're looking for how to improve their level of placement. So let's say if they're at a level of cracking some X amount of placement, they want to improve this and go beyond that level. So let's start with the people who are expert at DSA. That is, they have covered most of the topics and now are looking for practice. Now, important thing to remember is that even if you solve 1,000 questions 6 months before your placement, it's not as important and as rewarding as much as solving 300 questions right before your placements. So you might think that you know all the topics, but do not get overconfident. Do not leave DSA at this point, otherwise 6 months from now on, you'll be back to square one. So don't make that mistake. You should start focusing on some of the tougher topics to get a better placement, right? And you can also focus upon a project. You can focus upon core subjects such as OOP, OS, DBMS, CN, system design. So these subjects will help you crack a better placement. And also projects will help you, talk to the interviewer in a better way and will help you with your interviews. Also, another thing important is that you should focus upon your communication skills. This is something that people generally ignore, but do not make that mistake. Besides that, regular time-bound practice is a must. So make sure you give your contests, whether those be virtual or real, but make sure you give some contests, whether that be on LeetCode, CodeChef, or Codeforces, whatever site you like. So, if we talk about important topics, number 1, graphs is very important, DP is very important, segment trees, hash maps, recursion and backtracking. So these 5 topics are a must for your coding test, whereas linked list, stacks and queues for your interviews. So these topics you should know by heart. Besides these, you should continuously focus on competitive programming because it will help you improve your placement. And some advanced topics such as B plus tree, AVL tree, Fenwick tree could be covered for companies like Google, maybe CodeNation, Sprinkler. All of these companies, these topics can be tested. So make sure you do these topics as well and spend some time on it. You don't want to miss out on any opportunity. Since you're ahead of a lot of students, you have to make sure that you keep ahead of them. And most importantly, keep in regular touch and do not be overconfident. So when we talk about a 6-month plan, the first 2 months should mostly be about covering whatever topics are left. So if you still have some topics left, cover those first. In the next 3rd month, then you can start focusing on some projects and OOP, OS, DBMS, CN. And in the 4th month also, this should continue and you should make your regular notes. You should be thorough with videos, you should be thorough with the topics and have handy notes for the last minute revision. Then 5th month, this is where you can complete your project and start answering questions like, why did you choose this particular stack? So this will be the right optimum time to understand your project in depth and answer some questions like this. For example, why did you not choose some other tech and how your project has an impact? So all of these HR type of questions and the questions on your project, this is the right time to practice that. But yes, along all of these things, while focusing on a project or core subjects, never leave doing DSA, because if you leave DSA, then that's obviously going to hurt your placements a lot. And the last month should only be about revision and giving a few mock interviews, so you're prepared for your final interviews. So this is what you should follow for the next 6 months to get a best placement. Now, next up, when we look about for slightly experienced people, now these are people who have slight experience with DSA, have not covered advanced topics such as graph, DP, and are not entirely confident with their question solving either. So for them, your basic topics are clear, which is a plus point. You're ahead of a lot of people, but you're also behind many. So for those people whom you're ahead of, you have to remain ahead of them. While for those whom you're behind, you have to get at par with them. So even you have the potential to crack the best placements, but your hard work is going to be a little more significant than those who already have covered these topics. So your prime focus should still be DSA. Maybe you can skip projects in the time being as long as your DSA isn't that strong. Because in the starting few companies, if you have a good DSA, sometimes resumes can be ignored, but DSA cannot be. See, resumes are a lot dependent on your interviewer. So your interviewer might or might not pick up your resume. So it makes sense to spend time on DSA, which is a short shot. So for you, some advanced topics such as B plus tree, AVL trees, Fenwick trees, all these topics you can leave. It's not an issue if you're not cracking every single company. Your aim can be to crack 80 or 90% of the companies, which is good enough still. So these few topics you can probably leave, and it's fine. They're not tested that much. So all other DSA, for example, graph, DP, segment tree, these should be covered for you. They are an absolute must because companies are asking these. And see, projects, I mean, you should do a project, but you shouldn't worry much about it. If you're not able to manage your time between DSA and project, it's fine, no worries. Just make a smaller project. Just have enough knowledge to answer a few questions on it to eat up some time in your interview and to let your interviewer judge your practical knowledge. That's it. Don't worry too much about projects, because as long as your DSA is not fine, projects are useless anyway. Because if you're not able to answer your DSA, no matter how good of a project you have, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter. So first clear your DSA round, go into interview prepared with DSA, because that's what your interviewer is going to ask the most, right? And similar to the previous group of people, time practice is a must for you as well, which you can do on either interview bit or giving some contest. But yes, giving contest is still, and time practice is still a must for you. So for your 6-month plan, in the first 4 or 5 months, you should solve at least between 450 to 600 questions. Now, when I say just solve them, doesn't just mean you code them out. You should understand the solution. You should understand any topics that they involve. You should make notes for them, which is quite important, which people generally don't make. So make sure you make notes. Make sure you solve this problem by heart, and make sure you discover different approaches so that in an interview you can have a proper discussion. So also another thing is that don't get too hung up upon some topics such as graph, DP. Your problem set should be diverse, even though these few topics are more important, but other topics are, it's not like other topics are not at all important. They can also be asked in your interview or in your coding test. So your problem set should be diverse, because ultimately the goal is to understand logic building. So if you have good enough logic, you'll be able to solve multiple questions. So your problem set should be diverse. In the final 2 months, you should revise the coding questions that you did, probably give a few more contests, and if you can still have the time for a project, go for it. You can still make a project within a month, and so make sure you can handle the project there. And obviously your another focus should be on technical subjects such as OOP, OS, DBMS, computer networks, and system design. These 5 topics are most important for you, so make sure you do them. You can find YouTube videos online. You can also find last minute notes on Geeks for Geeks. That is where I prepared from. So you can do that. So use those notes, use those videos to prepare these topics completely. And make sure you don't spend too much time studying or reading these books. Make sure you have a concise piece of notes, and it's better that you make them pre-hand so that right before your interview you can revise. So now on to the noobs. Now see, who are noobs? Noobs will be like either those who are very at the very start of things, such as they only know arrays and strings, or even their coding language isn't clear. So if your coding language is clear, then that's great. That's a plus point for you. And projects are definitely secondary for you completely. Your only focus should be DSA, because if your DSA is strong enough, project can be completely ignored for you too. That's fine. Not having a project is not that big of an issue. But yes, projects help you get a better placement. But for you right now, the goal is to secure a placement first. Right, so you can also think about an 8-month plan if you want to involve projects in your preparation, right? So we'll discuss both a 6-month plan and an 8-month plan. So your major focus should be first about learning the language. Then you should solve some standard questions of each topic. These lists can be found on Geeks for Geeks. There's a list of around 300 questions, which has must-do question for FANG. There is a 100 question list on LeetCode that you can solve for top 100 interview questions. So these 400 or 450 questions are a must for you. Do these first. They will cover the standard jargon for you, the basic questions of every topic, and that's a good enough list. Moving on, you can then solve interview bit. So overall, this will sum up around 800 to 850 questions, which has a good enough problem set and different enough difficulty. So if you solve these, you're pretty much prepared for your placements either way. So the 6 months can be completely dedicated to these. Right, and no need to spend too much time on every single question. Just take like an hour or two, an hour for every question and then read the solution, code it out, understand it, make notes for it and revise it. So that's it. You can also aim for 8 months. Let's move on to the first 6-month plan and then to the 8 months plan. So as I mentioned, that first focus should be on language. The first month should be completely about learning the language. And if your language is clear, then it should be about learning some basic other topics such as STL. You can also focus on time and space complexity and all those things. The next 2 months should be about basic topics such as array, strings, linked list. So all these basic topics should be covered, maybe even stacks and queues. These topics should be covered. Then moving on, some topics such as you should now be able to get to a level of trees, bit manipulation, and all these topics. The last 2 months should be about DP and graph, because see, these are the topics that are most important. So it's important that these topics remain fresh, right? And alongside these, you also need to spend some time on technical subjects, and regular revision is a must. So now moving on to the 8-month plan. The first 6 months will go the same way. In this, there's just one difference. In the 6th month, you can start working on a project, or you can work on it during your placement season. So during placement season, a lot of times this will happen is you won't have the energy to go for studying DSA after you've spent your complete energy on giving a coding test. So that's the good time to spend some time on your projects, and you can build them alongside, because probably if your DSA isn't that good, you're not going to get an opportunity early on. So it's good to utilize that time and make a project and revise your concepts such as UPOS, DBMS, CN, and your DSA also keep on revising that. You cannot leave DSA at any point, right? Besides that, the first 6 months can go the same way, and this is what you can do. You can build project during that time, and if you can manage well, as I mentioned, you can start the project a month or two earlier. And in this route, you can be targeting a little smaller companies. Maybe your target won't be FAANG. Your target can be some other companies such as which come a little late on campuses in around September or so. So those companies are also good enough. They offer a package above 20, and I mean between the range 15 to 25. So those companies can be your target. And I'm telling you this, even if you're a beginner today, you can still get to those companies. So it's fine. Just make sure you're consistent and you work hard. So important note that these plans are kind of generalized. You can obviously upgrade yourself to a higher plan. So if you're a noob, you can go up with a slightly experienced plan depending upon the kind of level you have and how much amount of hard work you're gonna put. Because it's absolutely common also for people to work on these 6 months and still crack, FAANG without having any prior experience to this. So you can be that if you work hard enough, definitely. But these plans were highly generalized. So please adjust accordingly, right? And always aim higher. So even if you're a noob right now, always aim for Google, which is why because if you aim higher, you work harder and you achieve better. So make sure you aim for the highest, and then if you are not able to achieve the highest, you can settle for something less. So I hope you liked this discussion, and if you did, make sure you leave a like, as it helps me with the algorithm. Make sure you subscribe. I mean, it's free and it doesn't hurt you anyway, but it helps me a lot. And make sure you share it to your friends who are preparing for placements or interns, and make sure you comment your doubts so I can take them and I'll help you out. So until then, bye bye, stay consistent and keep coding. Bye bye.